The NFL draft is just about a month away, so the question is, what will the Chicago Bears do with their draft pick at number 20? Do they keep it, trade it? What do they do? I'm here to talk about all that and more. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, make sure to go ahead, hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure you are following me on all my social media handles and make sure you have the bell icon turned on so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so you see what we're talking about. Let's get into it. All right, so full disclaimer, I'm not going to be telling you guys who I believe the Bears are going to draft in terms of the player themselves in this video. I will be doing that in later videos as we get closer and closer towards the draft. And don't worry, I'll have my mock drafts out and everything, okay? What I wanted to talk about in this video is what will they just do at the number 20th selection, right? Are they going to keep the pick? Are they going to trade up? Are they going to trade down? And then also talk about the position that they could look to go ahead and draft at that number 20th spot, okay? So essentially, there's only three things you can do, right? You can either trade up, trade down, or you can stay at that spot. So we know the number 20th overall pick is not a great one because quarterback is the biggest need for the Bears, and the top quarterbacks are all expected to go before then. Now, I'm going to talk about that in just a second here, but talking about the three options that I presented, trade up, trade down, or stay at 20th, which one do I believe the Bears do? Which one do I believe Ryan Pace does? I can't go with trade down. Ryan Pace has never traded down in his career as the GM of the Bears, so why should he start now? Why should we expect him to do that now? Okay? Usually you trade down when you don't have a clear need and you're just trying to accumulate as many, draft picks as possible. And the Bears do have a clear need, right? And so I don't believe he trades down. So that means he only either stays at 20th or he trades up. Well, let's take a look at the draft order here, okay? Because I do think this is going to come into play here. So the Bears are picking all the way down here at number 20th, all right? So you would trade up only for a quarterback. You're not trading up for any other skill position player. Trust me, Ryan Pace would get flamed if he did that, okay? So trade up only happens if it's for a quarterback. Well, let's think about the teams that could potentially draft a quarterback before the Bears. And remember, there's about 5 guys in here that are expected to go in the in the first round, I should say. All right, we know that it's Trevor Lawrence in terms of quarterbacks. It's Trevor Lawrence. It's Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Matt Jones, Trey Lance, all right? In no particular order, well, Trevor Lawrence number 1. So we know now with the trade for the 49ers for the number 3 spot that 3 quarterbacks are expected to go back to back to back. It's going to be Lawrence. It's going to be Zach Wilson after the Jets shipped out Sam Darnold. And I believe at number 3, it is going to be a quarterback. The question is whether it's Mac Jones or Justin Fields. And I'm hearing now from Adam Schefter, from all these NFL reporters, that the 49ers love Mac Jones and he could be the pick. So, work with me here. If Justin Fields falls past 3, how far could he fall down? Well, going down this list here, there's 2 teams that have a clear need to upgrade their quarterback. There's other teams that could upgrade, but there's 2 teams that have a clear need. And when we scroll down here, to me, the first team is Denver. They're done with Drew Lock. They want to move off of him. Now, you could have said, Faiz, why didn't you say Detroit? Well, they do have Jared Goff, and they certainly could draft a quarterback, but I just feel like they want to give Goff this 1 year. So I'm going to go with Denver. And then over here, I'm going to go with New England. All right, I know they have Cam Newton, but again, Cam Newton's not the future. And so they're going to want to trade draft a quarterback potentially, right? So these are the 2 spots here where if you want to trade up, you got to be in front of these 2 teams because they could potentially draft a guy. So if 3 quarterbacks go into the top 3, now we got Matt Jones or Justin Fields and Trey Lance left, right? And so between these 2 teams, it's going to be you having to jump and trade up in front of those teams. And that's if Ryan Pace is sold on that quarterback. So if I'm assuming it's Matt Jones, then Justin Fields and Trey Lance are left. And at that point, you got to, give up compensation to go up to it and get them. All right. So that is the only possibility I see for the Bears to trade up, which is going to be for a quarterback. It's not going to be for any other position. Now let's talk about if they stay at 20. I've seen a lot of mock drafts, taking a look at all of the main ones and seeing what do they have the Bears taken at number 20. And the most overwhelming position, again, we're talking about position here, not player. The most overwhelming position that they have the Bears taken, when I say they, I'm talking about these mock draft experts, is offensive line, right? So addressing an offensive lineman, or I should say addressing the offensive line with an offensive lineman is what they have the Bears taken. And I get that. It's the safest pick, all right? You are probably going to get a very, very solid first-round talent at number 20th, and the Bears do have a need to upgrade their offensive line, right? So that part I get. That is the safe pick, all right? So essentially, I do believe that is the case, right? Do they have other needs? Yeah, they could use a corner after, obviously, they got rid of Kyle Fuller. You know, maybe another receiver. You know, they could certainly have other needs on the team, but the safest pick is O-line. And so I believe at 20th, when it comes to draft day, what's going to happen is the following. If a quarterback falls to where it's a range where Ryan Pace can pounce on it, when I say pounce on it, I mean give up not too much compensation, like you're not giving up the house to get it, I believe he goes ahead and he does it. Whether that's for Justin Fields, whether that's for a Trey Lance, I believe Ryan Pace does it. If a quarterback does not fall, right, and you got these guys pretty much taken up, at that point, I don't believe Ryan Pace is going to reach. I think he's going to take an offensive lineman. That's what I feel is going to happen, folks, because to me, like I said, it's so weird deciding what the plan is for the Bears. Are they rebuilding? Are they retooling? I just have no idea in terms of, you know, the direction of the team, and that's mainly because of the incompetent GM that we have in the front office. But I'm going to go ahead and say that at 20, most likely what happens is we keep the pick and we just take an offensive lineman. And again, it's not the worst pick, obviously. But that's what I believe is going to happen because it is a need. And I don't believe the quarterbacks are going to fall. I believe the quarterbacks are going to get taken up because I just mentioned to you two teams right there. And there could be potentially more that could trade up. And we haven't talked about that. Other teams that could trade up to get a guy. So I'm going to go with the offensive lineman at 20th. Again, I will give you guys more details in terms of the players that I like and whatnot in terms of mock drafts. I will have that all coming out for you guys. But there you have it, folks. That is what I believe the Bears do at the pick number 20 spot. So let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me or disagree, leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.